Now let's get to the first one, which would be 40-yard dash. And the biggest mistake, the biggest problem here is really that athletes don't test it at all. And I don't really understand the problem behind it, to be honest, because testing the 40-yard dash on your own without timing gates is easy. The biggest mistake I encounter on a daily basis is athletes just don't test it at all. And now here's how to do it the easy way. And you can comment speed, and I will send you the link to my 90-second step-by-step guide where you can really take a closer look at how to set it up, how to film it without having timing gates or any special equipments. But we will not go over it right now. Now, for all the athletes that do test the 40-yard dash, the second most made mistake is cone visibility. If I can't analyze the cones on the video, I will not be able to time the sprint and the 10-yard split and the flying 20 properly, right? So the cones really must be visible. It doesn't have to be a cone, by the way. It could be a water bottle, a shoe, whatever. I just have to see a mark where the 10, 20, and 40 yards are. Now, the last mistake that I see more rare than the other two mistakes, but happened already, is that an athlete does not film the full sprint in one single video, which is a problem because if I don't have a video where I can see from start to 40 yards, I cannot time it properly. Therefore, make sure to, first of all, do the testing at all, make sure the cones are visible, and make sure that the full sprint is in one video. Let's get to the next one. Conditioning. Now, the most specific available conditioning test for American football is the Yo Intermittent Recovery Test Level 2. And here's why in three simple terms. First of all, interval characteristics. Number two, active recovery in between. Number three, relatively high speed. So it's not steady state, it has interval characteristics, just as football. It does have active recovery in between, just as in football, in between the reps, and it does have relatively high speeds. It's not just a slow jog, maybe the first two levels or so, but afterwards you really have to go get it, right? So this test is, in my opinion, the perfect one to test your conditioning abilities for American football. Biggest mistake right here, not testing it. Again, these are the two tests, 40-yard dash and conditioning, that have the lowest quote of being done. Unfortunately, because these are two of the most important metrics in the game, and that's not something that we can debate, it's just a fact. Therefore, here again, just do it. You don't even have to take a video. It's that easy. How to do it? Stick to the protocol. If you Google the name or open up the testing in the Train Heroic app in your training plan, you will automatically get all the info that you need. You will get the levels, you will get the audio, how to set it up, etc. You're done in 10 minutes. So no more excuses, get it done. Next one, single leg triple broad jump. Now, first of all, just watch the video real quick. Nothing too special, but every second athlete makes this mistake the first time and it does cost them a very important testing metrics. They do not stick the landing. They hop, twist, or do any other motions when landing. So let's take another look at the video. The start is easy, hands on the hips, on one leg, 3 jumps, 1, 2, 3. And here you really have to stick the landing, which means imagine the ground being glued and you make contact with the ground and you cannot move your shoe a centimeter at all. So you really stick where the foot is. You don't move your heel to the side, you don't do another hop. You stay on this one leg, in this case the right one. Your hands stay on the hips and your other leg, in this case the left one, has to stay on the ground. If you do it like that, perfect, and you're good. And this is, by the way, also one of the most frequent deficits that I encounter on a weekly basis when working as a physio, that athletes, for example, after ACL rehab, that they don't have the abilities to land properly, especially on a single leg. They often have very good strength, very good jumping abilities, but their landing abilities suck. So really focus on this one, because every time you jump, you also have to land, right? Very simple, very logic. Also worth to mention at this point, always to both legs. Should be clear in my opinion, but we always have to test both legs. Very important.